Can I ask you something?
What is it?
Who lies beneath the kurgans I saw before your hermitage?
Knights who died serving the lady over the ages. Gavanda defended her honor against the Black Skull Knight. Elavera perished at the foot of her altar, fighting a water beast. Boar's tomb is symbolic, for the knight was lost on a holy mission. The last is for Renard, an ordinary innkeeper, who stopped customers from pissing in the lake.
Who lies beneath the fifth mound?
The last stands empty, awaiting a new champion.
Who lies beneath the kurgans I saw?
Knight.
Do you take care of the kurgans?
Indeed. That is how I serve the lady. Her power is strong near the kurgans. At night, sometimes, you can speak with the lady's champions. From them I draw wisdom and knowledge of past times.
That is actually some useful information.
Who is the Lady of the Lake?
I know her to be a goddess.
What did we learn?
At times I see her dressed in white, traversing the fields through morning fog, her bare feet stepping lightly over the dewy grass.
Do you like her?
I love her. I believe the lady is not of this world. Mysteriously, she affects the entire area, safeguarding its people and granting them abundance. Yet her influence is subtle, and she never imposes her power.
Intriguing.
How can I help?
Basically, we've learned that you can talk to the dead during the night there at the kurgans. Mandrake, root. Yeah, it's a good thing that he has one of those. Because I'm pretty sure I accidentally may have already used one up.
Whoops.
Thankfully they're cheap. Whenever I get around doing that boss, I'll just buy one from him.
Can I ask?
What is it?
I heard you're an expert on the legend of the Holy Grail.
You seek the Holy Grail?
I might. Let's talk first.
Know that the legend of the Holy Grail has been studied for centuries. It's been interpreted in myriad ways.
You must know an abridged version. Say, 3 theories?
There are hundreds. But all right, 3. The classic theory, of which I myself am a proponent. The conspiracy theory. And finally, one of the most mysterious. The philosophical or mystical. Which one first?
Tell me the classic theory.
Good choice. The Grail is a cup, a powerful magical object, whose meaning cannot be fathomed by even the most powerful sorcerers. This chalice possesses the power to heal all diseases, poisonings, and wounds, and pain will turn into power. One theory also states that in the hands of a rightful ruler, it can heal entire lands and protect their inhabitants from danger, creatures of the dark, natural disasters, and so forth.
Sounds like Dandelion's ballads, only without a love story.
All who drink from this miraculous cup are healed, fortified, and enlightened to understand the truth.
Let's move on to the conspiracy theory. That one sounds interesting.
This was popularized by Bronze Dan and begins with a convoluted theory about the derivation of the word Grail. A few tortuous pages in, we learn the Holy Grail is actually Sangreal, which in the Elder tongue denotes royal hallowed blood. Bronze Dan concludes that the Grail is actually the descendants of the prophet Lebioda.
Go on.
These descendants, talented in the ways of magic, were protected by a secret organization before they ultimately mixed their own blood with that of En Seid, the knowledgeable one. The theory goes on to present the tempestuous and twisted fate of Sangreal, but the author gets lost in his arguments, often contradicts himself. Generally, it turns into an unholy mess.
Enough genealogy and genetics. I sense that's a false trail.
Which theory should I present next?
The philosophical, mystical one.
The most esoteric. The Grail is a concept, a general understanding of good. The search for the Grail is nothing beyond an ordinary quest for perfection.
Interesting.
The Grail has no specific form or shape. It differs for each individual. It can be an object, an idea, a discovery. It can also be a search for the truth about oneself. This theory claims the quest for the Grail to be the goal in itself. The result is of secondary importance.
What are you suggesting?
I serve the lady, and am more insightful than you think. I know you return to the world of the living from death, presumably in search of something, but that is none of my concern. Just remember one thing.
What?
At the end of your journey, the Grail may prove to be entirely different from what you initially expected it to be.
Tell me the classic...
Good choice. This chalice was
Sounds like...
all.
Go on.
Knights have been seeking the Grail for ages, yet none succeeded. Both the noble Lancel and the bold Boars failed. I heard even the Grand Master of the Order of the Flaming Rose has shown interest.
Any specific instructions associated with this theory?
Unfortunately, I know only what I garnered from my books.
Thank you. Can I ask...
What is it?
What do you know about the Wild Hunt?
It is a group of crazed spectres who traverse the heavens searching for souls like themselves. They are susceptible to magic, especially of the ritual kind.
Can I ask you something?
What is...
What can the Wreath of Immortelles do?
You might find it useful.
Can I ask you something?
What is it?
Why does the Lady of the Lake seem skeptical about the search for the Holy Grail?
Many fine knights set out seeking the Grail, abandoning their roles as guardians of peace and justice under the guidance of the Fisher King and the Lady of the Lake. Now the Fisher King is mute, and the knight's gone. I think the lady must be very lonely.
But she's a goddess.
You know not how lonely a goddess. Do you think goddesses cannot be lonely? The gods ultimately created us in their own image.
Thank you. Farewell.
Okay, that was a big exposition dump. Well, I mean, I asked for it, so
Right.
it's not that bad. And a lot of the information was actually relevant. Like, for one, we learned that, like, I kind of spoiled already, that Lady of the Lake does not appreciate people who go off on the hunt for the Holy Grail. I love how those chickens are just walking around there with all of those noon rafts just floating about.
Can you kill the chickens for extra EXP?
No, this is not
Aw.
Harry Potter the RPG. And all of that work is gone. Alright, this we already done the crypt. There's the Druid Circle that I'm not gonna be doing for now. And let's just go to the lakeside and see what we can do there. And then maybe, just maybe, we'll come to save the child from a certain death.
Eh.
It's a fireplace corpse. And it even has a torch on it. Let me see.
You're supposed to be safe near fireplaces.
I'm gonna go ask one of these whatchamacallit, one of the elves, because he had they said something about one of them that one of them can help me with the quest for the armor. It's a real shame that you don't actually get extra EXP for finishing enemies in a specific way. Like, you know,
Well,
get a better,
like how?
like, for example, you can get a better chain, you know, get more EXP. Because, you know, the attacks in this game actually do chain together, if your timing is correct. Or, like, for example, get a status effect on and then defeat them in one shot. I think it would be cool if they just gave modifiers to that.
I'm returning to the Blue Mountains.
I've brought food.
We must now accept charity from... Thank you, Gwynblade.
Say no more.
In exchange, I shall tell you about mandrake root and the hand fiber, both valuable herbs.
There's the elf craftsman.
Yes?
I'm looking for information on Raven's armor.
The legendary Witcher's armor. It has unique magical qualities.
I'm listening.
It was made in the gnomes' workshops, but finished by elves. The songmaster Tayan Sal took an interest in Raven's armor and worked for 12 days straight. Each movement of his chisel accompanied by a song of power. Legend says that in battle, the armor sang for Raven a song of victory, adding to his confidence and calming him.
A beautiful story. Do you know if any records of these songs remain?
I would look in crypts if I were you. Find the tomb of the elven songmaster. Objects belonging to him in life must lie in or near his sarcophagus.
Farewell.
I hope I don't actually need to go to the crypts again.
I suspect you'd let me win.
Drivel. Stop picking berries and...
Maybe I will, provided...
Farewell.
Oh, you can barely see this, but his whiskers are still dangly even after he's dead.
Heh.
Let's see, we're told to talk to the Vodianoi priest that appears somewhere around here. And we are also told that if the Dagon worshippers are hanging around this place, then he's going to disappear. So I guess if I just go to sleep, then he should reappear sometime from now.
Hopefully soon.
Mm-hmm. I thought this girl is just hanging out there with all of these Cthulhu monsters. She does not give a fuck. Let's hope he's there. No, he's not there. They also said that he can go to where the Lady of the Lake was.
Where's my cat?
Take care.
Ah, the Vodianoi the Dagon priest was abusing the Fisher King. I didn't even know that could happen.
I'm looking for a Vodian priest. I think I know what you mean. I saw some nasty-looking Vodianoi on the shore. Did they drive the priest away? Well, I hope they haven't scared him off for good. Take care.
So there they are again. I'm pretty sure. Let me see on the map. Just go to this campfire instead. Oh. Let's reset time again and hope for the best.
Let's do the time warp again.
Fuck me. Once more. Because they don't really give you enough EXP for it to be worth it. Yeah, they're still there. Fucking hell, I'll break the